March 2020 presented all of us with unprecedented challenges, and there wasn't one aspect of life that wasn't affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. With so much not happening, we knew our community would need our programs for not only their physical health, but also for their spirit. Figuring out how to provide programming to our participants and their families became priority number one for us. Challenges that we faced in 2020 designed processes to ensure all health and safety protocols were followed, create programming that could be done virtually, operate a program without using the inside of the Adaptive Sports Center, collaborate with and leverage the power of our volunteers to help tackle the obstacles facing us, interface with participants, volunteers, and the programs via 100% contactless operation, conduct training for our instructors remotely, fundraising without in-person events. However, we don't grow when things are easy. We grow when we face challenges.
What we learned this season regarding our operations and programs.
During the fall, funding was secured from the FAR Fund to premiere the ASF's first virtual adaptive fitness program, Move Together Apart. This program took our mission of empowering lives through adaptive sports off the slopes and into the homes of our participants and families. We established a volunteer committee. This committee gave volunteers a new way to increase their involvement with ASF, increase communication between the volunteers, the staff, and board leadership.
What we learned this season regarding our winter snow sports programs.
By overcoming the challenges put forth by COVID-19 operational guidelines and restrictions, we gained insight on how to operate more efficiently and effectively. Through our lower checkpoint, we learned by knowing when the student was arriving to the center. We then mobilized the instructors to be ready when the student approached the instructor meetup point. By utilizing only outdoor staging areas, we realized that not all of our students need to go through our center. When we can return to using the center for program, we can maximize the use of both indoor and outdoor dispatch process to make the lesson meetup and drop off a more efficient process.
What we learned from using technology to help run our programs.
This COVID-19 pandemic created many operational challenges for us. One of the largest hurdles was how to operate our programs knowing we could not gather, and this solution needed to be touchless. This included lesson reservations, volunteer scheduling and training, health screening forms, participant and volunteer check-in, volunteer assignments, past lesson history, and post-lesson evaluations. Our solution? The Adaptive Sports Community app. Our app allowed volunteers to use their smartphones to complete all paperwork including digital waivers, manage their schedules, see lesson assignments and training sessions, communicate with fellow instructors regarding upcoming lessons, access past lesson history of their students, fill out daily health forms, check in for the day, complete post-lesson evaluations, access online training resources. As a result of the ASF being catapulted into the digital and mobile age, we realized how much more efficient we were able to run our operations. Most importantly, these upgrades have greatly improved the ASF experience for both the participant and the volunteer. We will continue to look to technology not only to enhance our participant and volunteers' ASF experience, but also to ensure we are operating in the most efficient and cost-effective way possible.
What we learned this year regarding fundraising.
One of the many difficulties we faced back in the summer of 2020 was how to raise our annual operational budget of $1 million during an economic shutdown and quarantine. Given that 70% of the funds the ASF typically raised was through in-person events, we definitely faced our biggest fundraising challenge to date. So we threw out the playbook and started with a blank slate. Our new strategies included communicating to our donors that we were still here and committed to serving our participants and their families through the pandemic. The number one lesson we learned was our community doesn't connect with the mission of the ASF through events. Our supporters connect with the ASF through their hearts. And boy, did we see the love. Not only did we reach our $1 million goal for the year, but 76% was raised through our individual donors, and 29% was contributed directly from our board leadership. Looking ahead, we don't have all the answers, but we will take what we learned this year, continue to engage our community for input, and above all, continue to adapt. Thank you all for being our rock for the last 37 years, and thank you for continuing to support us in the many years to come.